Yo, yo! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Knuckles MMA, and I'm back with another video. Now, listen, it's been like 3 weeks. I understand. I know. That's my fault. Just been working, been caught up with some things. But I'm back with another video now, guys. Hopefully I can start putting a little bit more consistency back into the channel. And I'm reaching out to a couple more people, and hopefully we can get some, new guys on the channel here for you guys. But today's video is gonna be about UFC 314 and my predictions for what's gonna happen this Saturday. I'm not gonna hold y'all for too long. Let's hop straight into this video, man. As always, start with the early prelims if they're interesting, and then we go to the main card. Starting off with the early prelims, we have Nora Cornoli versus Haley Cowan. Now, I really don't know too much about these women here. I know they're both in the women's bantamweight division, and I know that Nora is actually ranked, if I'm not mistaken. But what I do know about both of these women, they're kind of like inconsistent. But what I've heard, it's a pretty like okay matchup that they're putting these two together with. And I have Nora winning that fight probably by a decision. On to the middleweight division, Tresean Gore versus Marco Tulio. This is a really interesting fight. I actually like this fight. Um, it's not really one for casuals. If you know your UFC and you know what you're talking about, this fight right here, you're gonna kind of be looking at a little bit. I like this fight for Tresean Gore. I have Tresean Gore finishing Marco Tulio in the second round by TKO. Moving on to the flyweight division, Sumadaji versus Mitch Raposo. Now, this is an interesting fight because what I know about Mitch Raposo, I believe that he's an up and comer in the flyweight division somewhat. But man, Sumadaji, he's a force to be reckoned with as well. I wouldn't count him out. To me, he's kind of like he's like a Tim Elliott, like an unranked Tim Elliott. And I think this is going to be a good fight for Mitch, but I do have Mitch actually winning this by decision. On to the final fight on the early prelims here. We have Cedric Dumas versus Michael. I can't even. Let me see. Oleg Sekunjuk. I think that's how you say his name. I have Michael winning this fight. If you know anything about Michael, he has insane power, and I don't think Dumas is going to. I don't think he's gonna fare well against this dude's power. I really don't see anything other than like a finish for Michael, and I'm just gonna keep it at that. Dumas really is not that good of a fighter. On to the prelims. Now these prelims are absolutely stacked. We have in the featherweight division, starting off first, Darren the Damage Elkins versus Julian Erosa. I have Julian Erosa winning this by a decision. The reason I say that is because Julian Erosa, I think, is going to put the pressure on Darren Elkins. And Darren Elkins is old. He's older. He's getting old. As you can see, he's 40. But I mean, he's taken a lot of damage. Like his name says, this dude's took a lot of damage. He really has. And I'm not gonna say he's gonna get finished. Oh man. But I think that Julian Erosa is going to have a masterclass and probably get somebody in maybe below that like top 15 ranking, maybe even something a little bit better than that. On to the second fight of the prelims, Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper. This is a really, really good fight here. Jim Miller, a seasoned veteran in the game, while we have Chase Hooper, who is an up and comer in the lightweight division. And I know Chase Hooper asked for this fight. I like this fight. You know, even though Jim Miller is a little bit on the older side, that's perfectly fine. I think Chase Hooper can get this done by either a third round submission or possibly a decision. I'm really like moving towards like a decision for Chase Hooper. Um and I think this is a really good test for Chase Hooper. You know, I think after he beats Jim Miller, you could give him, man, I don't even know who you would give him, because the lightweight division right now is filled with a bunch of killers, and I can't lie, I don't know who they would give him to. Maybe Joel Alvarez or something, or like a Benoit Saint Denis, or somebody like that. But yeah, I'm really not sure. I'm actually kind of scared for Chase Hooper because that is a really he's in a pretty hard division right now. On to the second fight of the prelims. Yao Shannon versus Verona Janadorba. I think Janadorba. I think that's how you say her last name. This is a really good fight. If you know about your women's MMA, which not a lot of people do. Like, not a lot of people that I know keep up with this stuff. But I have Yao Shannon winning this fight surprisingly by either KO TKO. I could see Yao Shannon getting it done and finishing Vima in like late second, maybe mid third round. Yao Shannon has power in her hands, and I think this would be a really good bounce back fight for her. Um, Against like a surging contender in Vima. And I think Yao Shannon can get it done. Honestly, if she gets a decision, I wouldn't be surprised either. But I really do think that Yao Shannon is gonna get it done here. On to the this is my main event right here. This is a really good fight. Really good fight. This is the final. This is the main event of the prelims. You have I believe number either 14 or let me see. Because I believe Dan Ige is either number 14 or 15. I can't remember. Give me 1 second while I look at this real quick. Dan Ige. Dan Ige is number 15 in the featherweight division. Um, and then you have your surging contender, Sean Woodson. Sean Woodson has been on a pretty like a tear the last like year and a half, maybe 2 years. Um, this dude is absolutely huge. I'm gonna be honest, dude. He's 6'2" in the featherweight division, and he's built like a stick. He's like they call him Slender Man. But man, this is I hate to say it. I hate to say it. I really do. But I could see Sean Woodson winning this by a decision. I think Sean Woodson's going to use his range, and he's not gonna put the pressure on Dan Ige whatsoever. I think Sean Woodson's really gonna he's gonna just like pick at Dan Ige on the feet, and then probably etch out a decision, moving himself into the top 15 rankings. I love Dan Ige. I would love to actually have him on the show. This is a little bit of a spoiler, but I am going to reach out to him, and I really hope that, if he does check his DMs, like he would be open to it. But Dan Egan, Calvin Cater, some of these fighters, I'm gonna start reaching out to some of these fighters, seeing if they would be up for it. I would really love for that to happen. It would make, I feel like it would make this community just blow up. But yeah. So I have Sean Woodson by decision. Let me see. So originally, Jeff Neal and Carlos Prates was gonna fight on this card. It did get taken off because Jeff Neal unfortunately hurt himself. So Carlos Prates is fighting against Ian Gary. But oh, excuse me. But I would have had Carlos Prates winning that fight. Most likely by like a decision as well. Honestly, I don't think that he would finish Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal's he's a little bit of a harder person. On to another one of my main events right here. Dominic Reyes. versus Nikita Krylov. I have such a tender and a soft spot for this man Dominic Reyes here, man. Dominic Reyes went through so much after that loss against John Jones. That loss against John Jones. And man, it hurts my heart. It hurt my heart to see him go on like that losing skid. But now he's back in the win column, and he has 2 fights. He's won 2 fights now. His title run starts now. I have Dominic Reyes finishing Nikita Krylov in the 3rd round. No ifs, ands, or buts. I have to give it to my boy Dominic Reyes. I think he's gonna come into this fight hungry. He's gonna come into this fight a different man, and I cannot wait for what Dominic Reyes does and how impressive he's going to look against Nikita Krylov. On to this interesting fight here. And the reason I say interesting is because Patricio Pitbull is being introduced into the UFC against Yair Rodriguez. Um, and I like this fight. I like this fight. And it's going to be different seeing Pitbull fight at featherweight because I'm pretty sure he was a lightweight, if I'm not mistaken, in Bellator, and I don't know if he fought in the PFO. I think he did, but I like this fight. I like this fight. Oh my goodness, I'm a little I'm tired, man. I can't haven't made videos in a little bit now. I'm you know what I mean. Um, but Patricio Pitbull and Yair Rodriguez, this is a really good fight, like I was saying before, and I think that there's a possibility Patricio Pitbull actually gets this done. I think he could. I think he can get it done by decision, or possibly KO TKO because Pitbull has like some crazy power in his hands. Um, Not to count Yair Rodriguez out at all because honestly he could win this fight as well. Whether it's by a submission or maybe it's from a decision going his way either because honestly he needs to go back in the win column. I think he's like 0 and 2 or like one and 2 in his last 3. Um and yeah, man, I really don't have too much of a prediction for this fight because it could go either way. I kind of go more towards Pitbull. Maybe that's just like recency bias, but I think Pitbull's gonna get this done by either a KO TKO or a decision. Onto this fight here. This is one of the wackiest fights I've seen in a while. Gene Silva versus Bryce Mitchell. If you haven't been following this, Bryce Mitchell has made some controversial statements the last couple months. And he's not really like the fan favorite right now for anybody because of what he said. He said some outrageous things, and he also believes that the Earth is flat. And this man Gene Silva, who's part of the Fighting Nerds, mind you, is a troll. He's a troll. He's very wacky. Like he will cry at the beginning of a fight, knock you dead clean, like out. Like he'll sleep you in front of your family, and then be hopping and jumping all over the cage and then cry again. He's very like bipolar. It's weird. But I have Gene Silva winning this fight against Bryce Mitchell by a landslide. It's not even close. I don't think it's close at all. Gene Silva is showing how much like of I can't even put it into words. If you're seeing Gene Silva fight, you know how entertaining this dude is, and you know how easy it is for him to shut your lights out. I'm not gonna say that he TKOs Bryce Mitchell, but I am kind of saying that as well. Um, it'd be nice to see Gene Silva absolutely flatline Bryce Mitchell, but if he does get it done by decision, I think Gene Silva will look very impressive in this fight, and he's gonna show us that it's his time now. So I have Gene Silva winning it by KO TKO or possible decision. On to our co-main event, Patty the Batty Pimblett versus Iron Michael Chandler. This is a really good fight. This is a really good fight. This is a fight that was rumored to be happening and in talks months ago. If for those who follow the sport and you look at Twitter a good amount for your news, like me, this was rumored to happen months and months ago, like a while back. And this is this is a good fight. This is a good fight. Uh, I give it to Paddy Pimblett. I do. I give it to Paddy Pimblett. I think Paddy's gonna either um actually give me a second because I'm not sure. It's just I think this is a 3 rounder. I'm pretty sure this is I'm pretty sure that's a 3 round fight. I don't think it's a five. Um, but let me see. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't see it. Yeah, Paddy is actually the betting favorite right now as far as the odds go. He is minus 155 while Chandler is a plus 130. So yeah, I believe this is a 3 round fight, but I could see Paddy Pimblett either submitting or actually no. No, I see him going to a decision against Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's gonna be swinging for the fences the first round, and then the second and third, I think Paddy's gonna pick it up and he's going to show us why his plan that he has is coming to fruition because that's what he said. As far as we know, he's actually going by his plan. He said he was gonna break into the top 15. Then he said he was gonna want to fight Michael Chandler or somebody in close to his ranking. Then he said he wanted to go to the top five. Then he said he's gonna go to the champion, go fight the champion. And so far, it's looking like that. And I really think that he's gonna get it done against Michael Chandler. And this is probably gonna be it for Chandler. I swear. If Chandler wins and he calls out Conor McGregor again, I'm gonna break my TV because he's just beating a dead horse and he's milking a cow that has no more milk. It's getting annoying at this point. Um, on to the main event. This main event here, ladies and gentlemen, is it stresses me out. This really stresses me out, and the reason I say that is because we have my man Alexander the Great Volkanovski facing the surging contender Diego Lopez for the title this Saturday. Um, I I don't know. I have Volkanovski winning this fight by either late TKO or also by decision as well. I think we're gonna see a good amount of probably decisions, and KO TKOs this whole thing, and I really think that everything that's going on can really, you know, I don't know. I don't have words to I don't have words for this. I really don't. I give it to Alexander Volkanovski though. I do. I think Diego Lopez is gonna gas out. Honestly, Volkanovski needs to tuck his chin for the first two, maybe 3 rounds, and then he can just wail on Diego Lopez. So that's why I give it to Volkanovski. Volkanovski is a seasoned veteran. I want to see another title reign by Volkanovski, and that's no ifs, ands, or buts. But with that, that concludes the video, guys. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for always showing support to this channel. If you guys ever want to see something or you guys want to come on the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know down in the comments, if you want to see anything, if you want to see gaming, I could game. I could, I want to interact with everybody that watches my content. Um but again, I appreciate everything that you guys do for me. And with that, I will be back soon. I can promise that. I won't leave for another 3 weeks. I promise you. I will be back soon making a video. And when that video comes out, we'll tackle that when we tackle that. But I thank y'all for your time. I'll see y'all very soon, like I just said. I'm out.